Hey everybody. Let me just tell you first why I'm looking a little back and forth. So I'm recording on two devices. I'm on my iPhone here and I'm on Zoom on my computer over here. And the reason is it's better sound quality for singing and for music on the iPhone, I think, but the iPhone has been acting weird. So just in case, I'm recording on Zoom, which is not as good for sound quality, but I want to have it just in case. So that being said, I'm going to keep fingers crossed for you for the iPhone. So I'm going to be looking this way from here on out. Sorry if it ends up being on Zoom and I'm not looking straight ahead, but I just wanted to give a heads up. Okay, hold on just a moment while I get back with my harmonium. Okay, welcome to everybody that's tuning in to this basically mantra 101 offering practice. My name is Jocelyn Rose and I am joining you from Toronto, Ontario. I'm in Canada and I'm just so happy to be sharing about one of my favorite passions, one of my favorite forms of self-care and mindfulness and meditation, which is mantra. I feel like the biggest thing with this 6-day event, whether you're watching this during the 6 days or sometime later, the biggest thing is to simply find the tools that you resonate with. Find the practices and the daily self-care rituals that you resonate with that can help bring you back to you. And truly, that's what self-care is, even if it means washing the dishes with mindfulness and noticing your breath, and that brings you back to you. There you go. That's your self-care. If it means washing your face with beautiful beauty counter products that you know are ethically made and so high performing, there's some self-care right there too. Or if it means carving out the time to sit and practice mantra, chanting, yoga, self-massage, all these practices we're going to share with you over these 6 days. You want to find what works for you and find consistency with it, even if that consistency is 3 minutes a day to notice your breath. Oh my gosh, could you imagine how life-changing that could feel for some of us, myself included, many days as a busy mom of 2, working mom from home, to just simply press pause on all the other stuff and find our way back to our breath really consciously for 3 whole minutes. Wouldn't that be glorious? So I'm inviting us, I'm encouraging us and challenging all of us to make this 6 days and onward a time to practice that remembering and that coming back and trying new things as well. I assume mantra might be new for a lot of you, maybe not all of you, but I'm going to share kind of the basics 101 version of how you can use mantra as a practice and how it can feel really soothing and comforting during these really challenging times we still find ourselves in. So I'm going to share a bit, but I think I just want to start with closing our eyes. So just take a moment wherever you are, unless you're driving. Even if you're kind of multitasking and doing work right now, washing the dishes, whatever, can you pause for a few moments and close your eyes? Ultimately, best case scenario, you've carved out the time. You're sitting on the floor, tall spine, crown of your head rising. Your eyes and your eyebrows are soft. Your jaw is heavy. Your shoulders are relaxed, heavy and down, not forced, just a letting go. And you find yourself grounded in your seat, supported fully in your thighs and your hips and your legs. I want to invite us to notice before we begin any sound, just notice the sounds around us. Notice your breath, the sound. Notice the sounds outside in the environment where you are. even if there are sounds that feel triggering, or if there's children in the background and it's feeling like too much, if there's chaos, notice. And then at the same time of noticing all of that, can we notice and recognize the stillness on the inside? There's a wisdom deeper than the sound. And these two can coexist. You can notice the inside and that stillness. And you can notice all the stuff. You can notice the chatter on the outside and still be in this place of stillness. Still find your breath. Still find that place of heart. We'll keep our eyes closed a few minutes longer. I'm going to start with the sound of Om. I'd love if you sing with me. If you're not able to right now, just allowing yourself to hear this vibrational sound. The sound of Om, it represents vibration. It represents connecting to what already is. It represents consciousness. Let's breathe it in. Just notice, where does your mind go? If you notice thoughts happening of what came before, what's coming up next in your day, all the stories we tell ourselves, can you just notice that and say, not now? Mantra, you can have your eyes opened or closed as you wish. Mantra is quite literally a tool to help us quiet the chatter in our minds. Man means mind, and tra is to liberate, to free from the chatter. I give much deeper explanation of how to use mantra in our daily lives, a little bit of the background, a little bit more of the 101 class. However, for this moment, I'm just going to sing to you, and I'm going to be singing a mantra in ancient Sanskrit to the symbol and the deity Ganesh. Before I begin, I want to take a deep bow of respect and reverence, an acknowledgement of these ancient teachings of yoga, of mantra, Sanskrit, philosophy, of this path, to the ancient teachings and teachers. And I acknowledge fully that I know a little bit about a lot, and I practice this with the deepest of respect. So Ganesha is the deity that symbolizes fresh starts. We're in our fall refresh group. Ganesha represents letting go of obstacles. So before I begin singing, and feel free to sing with me if you've heard this before, or if you just want to give it a try. Let us each take just a moment to think to ourselves, what am I ready to let go of? What obstacle or stress is in my way? As we begin this fall refresh group, I am ready to let that go. I am ready to let that go and go towards what feels more fully me. quieter you become, the more you are able to hear. Beautiful Rumi quote. And as we bring that mantra to a close, just noticing the space between the sound. Notice if you might, any feeling that happens in your heart. Move this microphone. Softness, perhaps in your eyes and your jaw. You might feel a little bit of tingling. It's this vibration that's waking you up. So again, Ganesh is known as the symbol of the remover of obstacles. And these ancient Sanskrit mantras, which I love to chant in, can be symbolic. They can be very spiritual. They can be religious if that feels right for you. And it really is about you. It is about how these mantras, whether it's Sanskrit or English or anything else, awakens your own story, and how with intention we can use sound as a form of yoga in the truest meaning of allowing ourselves to quiet the chatter. It all comes back to that. I find that with these mantras, they're very repetitive. Sometimes with a certain type of mantra that people practice called japa mantra, that you'd want to repeat these mantras 108 times. And that repetition helps to create almost like a barrier around our minds and around the chatter that tries to get in. You know, all the judgment that we feel coming at us all day long, except most of the judgment is from ourselves, right? But we judge what we said before, or we judge what's coming up next, or that we could have done this better or that. And the mantras help to protect our higher part of our mind so that the judgments kind of reflect away and they don't penetrate into us so much. And it's a practice like anything else. I'm going to just gaze here at my notes for a moment. So I'm going to give you really the basic 101 of mantra. I will offer a deeper dive into this at some point. So if you're curious to hear more, you can for sure ask me questions below. You can reach out to me on the side. You can message me on the comments here as well. I would love to be in touch if you're finding that you like this and you want to go a bit deeper. So one thing that's really cool about mantra and Sanskrit specifically is that there's actually 54 sounds in the Sanskrit alphabet. And there's also 54 petals in the first, I think it's the first 6 chakras in our energetic body. And so as you're chanting Sanskrit specifically, each sound is waking up one of those petals, which is so cool because if you know anything about the energetic body and the chakras, we want the chakras to be awake and to have a flow and to spin so that we can be living our fullest potential of life and feel really connected to all that's around us and all that's within us. So that's one thing that I really love about Sanskrit. You can practice Sanskrit mantras within the kind of more of a musical framework, which is sometimes known as kirtan. Typically we'll have a harmonium, it may have a band playing with you if you're in an environment that's safe right now. I used to do a lot of kirtan type of singing within yoga studios and different places, and the band would come and we would sing these mantras, and then everybody would show up and do kind of like a call response. So it's this call of the mantra and then everybody that's there is singing the response, and it's a back and forth type of a conversation, but also filling up the space with sound, and it's so much fun and I can't wait to get back to it. Side note, I'm going to put in the comments a recording of a mantra that myself and a dear friend recorded a few years back that is also known as a kirtan mantra. So if you're wanting to just hear that as well, find it in the comments. There's another type of mantra that's called japa mantra, and this is more of a mantra that you would do on your own as a daily practice. Many people would do a japa mantra 40 days in a row to really set this practice up for success. You would have a mantra either given to you, or you would find one. You can ask me if you want to dive into a mantra for a specific intention. Ganesha, like I said, is about removing obstacles, starting fresh. There's another mantra for Lakshmi, who is representing abundance and prosperity. Govinda and Krishna represent connectedness to our heart and love and relationship. There's many, many more. But you would find a mantra that feels like what you want to set your intention to. And a typical time frame, again, is 40 days. You could practice mantra by counting rounds, like how many rounds you want to do on your fingers. I'm not going to go into doing that right now because it's a little bit much for this video. Or you could have a japa mala bead not really rosary, but it's the same number of beads as a rosary, which is really cool. Japa mala beads, which have 108 beads and one extra at the end called the Meru bead. These a friend of mine brought back from India for me. Beautiful lotus seed beads. What's really cool about 108, so a lot of times you would practice 108 rounds of a japa repetitive mantra. 108 is a very symbolic number, and I know I just slipped and said rosary, and the reason is because there's 108 beads in the rosary as well. There are 108 names for Buddha. There are, if you think about 54 being the number of Sanskrit sounds, if you do that times 2, that's 108. There are 108 sacred meridian points on the human body. So much more. There's actually this really cool stuff with 108 and the distance to the sun and the diameter of the earth and the moon, and it's all comes back to 108. So it's a very sacred number. And so you could do 108 of any of the mantras that you're wanting to really revolve your mind and your intention around, or you could just choose a number, a multiple of 108. So right now we're going to actually choose 9 because I think it's a lot simpler for this practice. And so let's go back to that Ganesha mantra, and we're just going to do 9 rounds of a form of a Ganesha mantra. And the words are, and this is typed above in the description, the words are Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om, we've already spoken about. Gam is one of the root symbol words for Ganesha. Ganapati is also about Ganesha, and Namaha is to bow down to and thank. So this is very simple, basic way that you could do a daily japa mantra practice. And after this, I'm going to do a little bit more singing for you with the harmonium, just to offer some comfort and soothing again. So I'm going to invite us to close our eyes. I'll do the counting to 9 this time. Breathing in. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. 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 Again, that is just a taste, a small 9 rounds of a japa mantra. If you're curious to learn more, definitely just Google search it, find your favorite yoga teacher and see if they can make recommendations. Message me. I'm happy to offer up some suggestions for books that you could look into, or if you have a specific intention that you'd like to chant to, I can probably help you find a mantra that's good for that as well. Hold on just a moment. So let's move on to some more soothing, comforting singing that I'm going to do for you, and you could find a comfortable position. You could be sitting tall and sing with me, or you could lay down flat on the ground. You could practice some yoga movements during this, or you could even be, doing what you need to do around the house and just let the sounds kind of soothe you and bring you back and allow our minds not to do too much chatter talking. The first mantra, I'm going to do 2 right now. The first one is a mantra to help with healing. I feel like so many of us need healing right now in our hearts from the trauma we've all been through for the past, 19, 20 months. So you might think of this for yourselves, or you might think of this for somebody that you love. You might even think about this mantra and dedicate this to somebody that you're having struggle with, or a group of people you're having struggle with, somebody that sees things differently than you. I think all of us right now, if we dedicated healing and connection to those that we see differently from what healing that would bring to ourselves as well, right? Om Shri Breathing in through your nose. Pause once you reach a full breath. Out through your mouth. I'm going to offer one more soothing, comforting mantra for you today. Again, there's a recording in the comments that I would be so happy if you find that and listen, turn it up loud. This next mantra is a mantra to Govinda, Krishna, place of heart, love, relationship, connectedness. My dog is chanting upstairs. About sound or about getting anything perfect. This is about expressing an intention through vibration. An intention through vibration to help awaken your own story, to clear the chatter, to find focus. Sing with me. Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya. Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya. Breathing in. Breathing out. Thank you so much for allowing me to share and for diving in with me, possibly to something brand new and unknown. See, the more we can do that, the better, right? So let's go ahead and carve out the time for self-care again. 1 minute a day, 3 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day or more. Find the tools that bring you back to you so that you can be the essence of who you are and able to shine even brighter to all of those around you. Wishing you so much wellness and peace and health. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, my leg is so asleep. My leg is so asleep. I'm gonna fall. Okay.